Hello, hello. It's great to be with all of you. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be speaking with Benjamin Wohlert, a photographer based in Germany, waiting for him to join the conversation as well. And we'll give it a few seconds for folks to sign up. Hey, Yash, great to see you here. Wave back to you. So we'll use all the tools that Live gives me here. Akshay Gill, don't know whether we've met, but thanks for joining. Danny Cash, oh my goodness, Danny Cash. Dude, shouldn't you be working or something? I don't know. Hanging out with me, but hey, listen, we gotta do falafels again, Danny. I keep thinking of that time when we went out to that place in West Hartford, so hopefully we can make that happen. Thanks for joining. And there he is. Benjamin is here. Hey, you know what? It is a funny thing. It was a great moment, man, Danny. Really, it was memorable. So, Tangiers, that's the name of the place. Is it still around? I hope it is. Nice people run it. Big Seshu. Yeah, that's me, by the way. Hey, Yash, thanks for joining again. All right, let's get Mr. Wohlert in the mix. Go live. You with us? Hi, Mr. It's Udayan, your best friend.
Hi.
Udayan, you should be sitting. Hey,
Hi, Seshu.
great to see you here.
Yeah,
What's going on? How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. So
Perfect.
my son's friend Udayan is here on this live. I mean, blows my mind. All right, cool. Who else is coming? We met in Goa. Akshay, yes, of course.
Yeah, I see it. There are a couple of people already here, so
Yes,
very
they
nice.
are. This is not something I've done in the past. As I told you last time, Benjamin, we were testing this out.
Yeah,
It's the first time I've ever done it, so it's nice to actually see people show up. It's kind of a
yeah,
nice. It feels good. Feels good.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
actually,
Better
thanks for
than
joining
talking
us.
just alone.
What's that?
Better than talking just alone, for sure.
100%. 100%. Yes. All right.
So I know. Do you want to directly go into the topic, or What are your plans?
Um, we will do whatever you'd like to do. I'll be honest with you. I have your book here, and I've got questions in my brain. So
Yeah,
we're gonna be talking about this book by Benjamin Wohlert. This is my is it showing up backwards on your side?
yeah, sure, but it's no problem. I
Sorry
think
about
that's
that.
an issue you can't solve.
I can't do anything about that. You have to take my word for it. It's called Photographing in Flow. 50 valuable tips for your development in portrait photography. I
Yeah.
am so excited to talk to you, man. I'm so glad you reached out and said, "Hey, let's do this," because, as I said, I've never done this before, and I have. I really enjoyed your book, and I felt like
Yeah,
this is a great opportunity.
that's
How
cool.
how often have you, Benjamin, have you reached out to authors and said, "Let's have a chat about the book"?
No, not really. But
Yeah.
I was so amazed that you did this. Actually, I didn't really. Yeah, I'm not really active on Facebook,
Okay.
and so I just saw your message there. I think with 2 days delay or something. But it was so. Yeah, it was great to read something like this. I have, yeah, I've never done this before, these lives with someone, yeah, with a foreign language. So I
Okay.
hope everyone will yeah, get my points, and I don't do that many mistakes, I hope.
It's all
But we
right.
will see.
We're all
Um,
learning the language, so don't worry about it.
yeah.
Um,
First of all, I would really like to know if you found that yeah, my language in the book is right German English, or is it like yeah, normal English, or what do you think?
so here's the thing. I did read it, and from a person who's learned English over 50 years or so.
Hmm?
It there was some spots in the book that I would say go over it with an editor, because I think what you
Yeah,
tried to say didn't quite come across, but um, that's okay. You know,
Yeah,
it's fine.
I'm sure that's
There's
because I just didn't have an editor, and that's maybe one of my points. At you can definitely yeah, I don't know how to say that. You can say it's an approach that I don't want to think about everything over and over again, and just do it.
sure.
And that's why I just wrote the book and put it on Amazon. Of course, in German, that was much easier. And then a couple of months later, I just decided to do this in English as well.
Fantastic.
The translation is 100% by my own, just with the use of the internet. And
Okay.
that's why I'm hoping that there are not so many mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah. No worries. No worries at all. Let's start. I mean, there are several people here already. I have no idea how to figure. I think there are like 9 or 8 or I don't know 10
Yeah.
people here. For all of you, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. We're talking about Benjamin's book called Photographing in Flow. It's shown up backwards here, but take my word for it. It's available on Amazon. It's all about portrait photography. So let's start with your background a little bit. Tell us a little bit about how you started as a portrait photographer and why portrait photography is so exciting for you.
Yeah, actually, that's the same question I wanted to ask you later on, so we can maybe.
This is a book. This is about you, man. Right now, it's not about me.
Yeah.
It's about you.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, I think I just started like maybe the most of the photographers out there. I just was photographing like everything and mostly nature and just enjoying the whole process, but then I just got bored a little bit because I was not that much traveling at that time. I began to photograph, and then everything is you're getting used to everything, and then it gets bored, and then I just decided to do something else, and then I just accidentally got into portrait photography, and then I realized that this was so much more fun even than nature photography, and
it's more fun because it's more fun, obviously, because your subject matter is more fun, right?
Yeah, and the people you photograph are always so thankful, and it's the whole process is totally different. The nature can tell you that they love the picture, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So you get some feedback. You are in some ways kind of like most other photographers, I would say, who enjoy the idea of delivering something to people and seeing that feedback come back to them and say, you know, they've done a good job or whatever it is. You know, you've made an impact, right?
And just to create something from literally nothing, it's like very cool, and then that's something you can't do in every job.
Awesome. So
just creating something meaningful to people, and images they will keep then forever. Like these portraits are maybe engagement sessions or wedding photos. That's something really important, and it's cool to be part of the process of building these memories for people.
Awesome, great.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about your process in coming up with 50 different ideas. How long did this take? How long did this process take?
That was a long time. I don't really know because I don't have in mind when exactly I just started. I think it started with sometimes giving tips on Instagram in my feed under the post, just telling people you can achieve this and that by doing XY. So and then I just collected these and put even more tips in it, and then it just came together, everything. And I think it was at least 5 months, I guess.
Okay, yeah. So you spent a good long time thinking about a variety of things, and I'm going to read them out to the folks who are here. You know, we've got general photo tips, obviously, and then you talk about light. Talk about communicating with your subject.
Yeah. I think that's the most important part,
I
the
agree with you.
communication.
I agree with you. I think this is something that I struggled with a lot when I was photographing early on in my
Yeah,
career.
me
Is
too.
like I didn't know what to say to people. Like I didn't know what to
Mm,
say. Like what do you tell people in front? Like, but it's such an important part of the process where the subject is interacting with you and feels more and more comfortable being there, right?
mm. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that's one reason why I focused on posing and communication. Yeah.
that's one of his works, one of his portraits. Okay, so to keep telling us a little bit about more about the book. Clearly, what do you hope the book does for you, and in terms of your career as a photographer? I mean, this is a great move, by the way. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, for
I think
somebody to spend
yeah.
4 or 5 months thinking about, you know, all the things that are important to be in flow, and when you're photographing a model or not a model, you can photograph just a general person, and you're able to
Mm.
put it together in a book, physical book.
Yeah, by the way, there are no models in the book, so
Oh,
these are
okay.
all I always say I only portrait girls next door. They rarely have any experience at all. So yeah, but I have to admit, sure, that there was kind of a selfish side to it, because on the one hand, I wanted to create something for helpful for other photographers,
Okay.
and on the other hand, I just wanted to show my experience and just to show other people that I have experienced a lot in portrait photography, and to show that I'm an expert. So and I think that works well because people now find me on Amazon and then write me on Instagram. And first it was the other way around, that they just found my book via Instagram. And that's quite funny now that they find about me on Amazon now.
Okay. So I don't know how. I think it was Amazon that suggested that I look at your book. So that's, and
I guess.
initially I wanted to just buy the Kindle version, you know,
Mhm.
the digital version, because I don't know where this was being shipped from or whatever. But at that point, I didn't do my homework. I didn't know you were in Germany, and so this is it's a self-published book, and I imagine
Yeah.
Amazon's just printing it and sending it out to
Yeah,
people,
right.
right?
That was one of my, I guess, from the viewpoint now, best decisions I made. Maybe just because I was lazy, because I just wanted to write and put this out there and then quite forget about it. And Amazon is quite cool because you just can send them the PDF and they do all the rest. So it's print on demand. So every time someone press buy,
Okay.
they print it out, and that's why I guess they shipped it to you quite quickly. So if you are in Great Britain, they will ship it and print it in Great Britain. If you are in maybe Australia, they will print it there. So that's kind of cool, I think. And that's why I didn't go the usual way with a print house or something, and just the Amazon way is so simple. And yeah,
Fabulous.
glad
That's
you
great.
found it.
So, talk to us about your experience as a portrait photographer. Among these 50 tips in the book, name, I don't know, 2 or 3 that really something that you remember right off the bat every time you pick up a camera.
First of all, it's everything starts before you pick up the camera, I guess. My portrait sessions always are quite like meeting friends and get to know each other, and then talking so much before I even take my first picture. I think that's really important to create a good atmosphere, and that you get the trust from the person. And that's why I guess it's even more important to show your personality on Instagram or just on social media in general. so they can get to know you before they are actually, inquiries, writing inquiries or something. So yeah, that's a quite important point, I
So
guess.
that's number one. Give me two others that you feel like are important to you.
Yeah, besides the communication, I would say just to search for the right light, or to read the light. I rarely use flash. I think less than 1% of my images are using flash. So I always try to work with a natural light, and so that's important that you can read it and you can set the natural light as well. So I've just a normal room with a white wall. It's really not a big deal. I think everyone has the same photo spot. I took most of my pictures, and you can just direct the light by not actually directing the light or changing its characteristic, but by changing the posing of your model. So you can decide if the light should come from maybe above or a bit lower, just by tilting the head up and down and adjusting your perspective of the camera. And it's quite a long process to get there, I guess. But when you are there, it's just not that you think about it at all. It's just intuitive.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that was point number 2.
One of the things you mentioned in the book is about location or variety, or finding variety in the location. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. By the way, my color here is changing because every time a car drives by, I get the color of the car in my face.
Okay, that's fine. No worries.
Okay. Location is, I guess, an important point, even if you don't really see that much of the location. I mean, I'm always close up with my shots, so you rarely see the location in my shots. But I think it's important because the person just feels another way when you shoot your portrait session at the beach or in the studio. So I guess you have to manage everything, that you are looking for a location where you can do different things. Maybe it's not it shouldn't be a small room there where you can only shoot in one direction. I think 2 or 3 directions are the best.
Okay.
And
So you've talked about light, you've talked about perspective, you talked about location, right? But one of the things that are sort of very important in the title of your book is the word flow. What does flow mean to you?
I think there is a definition, and I can I quite align with that. So I think flow is when you just forget about everything else and just enjoying the process, and you don't have to think about your camera settings or anything else. It's just like everything comes together naturally. And for example, there are many tips in the book that are, first of all, not quite or it's not obvious that they actually lead into the flow, but when you do these, you just realize that you are suddenly in the flow. So, for example, not checking your camera display after every shot, because that totally breaks the flow instantly. And stuff like that.
Yeah. So, if you were to photograph somebody you have never met before, right?
I usually do.
What's that?
Yeah, that's what I usually do. Yeah,
that's what you usually do. Perfect, great. So you walk into a room or you walk into a location, and you are looking for light, right? You're looking for the direction of the light, the quality of the light, right? Then you obviously before all of that, you engage with your client or your subject before you pick up the camera and you talk to them. right? So
Yeah.
when it comes to flow, and you feel like let's say you get stuck, what do you do when you're in a state of flow but you're still stuck? What do you do?
That's interesting. I think I don't really get stuck because I think the flow is not something that you are in for about 20 minutes or something. It's like you are in the flow like 4 or 3 minutes, and then you are out of the flow again, or at least it's my own experience. And then you just take a little break, and maybe you change you change maybe the outfit, or change a little bit the direction of the light by positioning your model, and you change anything a little bit more, and then you just go for it again. So I think there's not a real rule for that.
Yeah,
When you are stuck,
it's your rule though.
take a
You make it
break.
up. You make it up as you go, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you got 50 tips here in this book of yours. Do you recommend people read it from the beginning to the end, one by one, or can they just sort of open it up and go?
Yeah, you can just maybe read the first 4 or 5 pages. That's my introduction to everything, and the yeah, I think the basic thoughts I put into everything, and then you can just go from there and read whatever you like. Just read over the contents and see what's actually right now the thing that you struggle the most with. So you don't have to read it from the beginning to the end. So just pick up whatever you like.
Okay.
And, yeah.
So you can pick and choose, and you can, you can probably read this whole book in a day's time easily, right?
Yeah, easily. It's not. I wasn't not focused on creating that much text to read. I just wanted to read people, get the point, and then go out and shoot. And that's my inspiration, I guess. Not to wait too long and not to overthink everything. Just to go out and shoot because in the beginning I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I just tried it over and over again, and I was quite lucky that I had the experience from the from nature photography. So I was used to reading light already, and then I just took so many frames, and afterwards I had enough time to choose the best from them, and then everything got together.
So you've written a book. You're a photographer. You're a portrait photographer based in Germany. I mean, from the work that you share in this book, the many portraits I see here, they're beautiful. But are you challenged? Are you challenged in any way still when you by anything at all? I mean, does anything just make you get you all flustered? You go, oh my God, I can't do this. Do you ever feel that way?
I don't think that I ever thought I can't do this. At least not in the last within the last 2 or 3 years. I think in the beginning it was like that, but I quickly came over this and I just tried. But now I think there is nothing that really scares me when it comes to photography. It's just that I try, and whenever I shoot, I try to do my best.
Yeah.
And for example, when I shot my first wedding, I was sure. When you shoot your first wedding, you are unexperienced. But I was quite sure that I could manage everything because I had so much experience in portrait photography as well, and I really like this photojournalism style of weddings, and so that was quite easier than I expected to be. And I think it's important to think about it every time you get stuck or you think you cannot have anything, that everyone has done it anytime for his first time. So
sure. Exactly, that's good advice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's. I think many of the tips are not only for photography, but in general useful.
Okay.
That's why I'm really into personal development. I think, yeah, that's a parallel, parallel, well, that happened parallel to my portrait photography stuff that I just developed,
Okay.
yeah, myself.
So
So,
you're saying as a portrait photographer, you're a better human being. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm an introverted guy,
Yeah. And that's
and
me too. Me too.
okay, yeah,
Listen,
that's cool.
listen, listen, Benjamin. Uh, it took you to get me on Instagram Live. I don't even know what it is. It's yeah. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah,
I wasn't
it
ready to
took
do this
4 years,
but
I
I
guess,
figured, you know
before
what?
I went to Instagram.
Right, right. But
So,
it's nice to connect with you. I see. I think it's Julio who just bought your book. Looking forward to reading it and applying what
oh,
I
cool.
learned. So you know,
Thank you very much.
our little chat here just sold you a book. So I really recommend you pick it up. I would say if you don't want the physical book, get the Kindle version.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's why I just released a Kindle and the physical book because I mean it's $10
yeah,
for the Kindle one, and I think everyone should afford that
yes,
for his personal development. And
right,
yeah, if you really like printed images, you should go for the printed book, but
right.
it's no need if you're just starting, if you're not sure, if you have less money, just go for the Kindle version. And please write me on Instagram a message if you buy this book or if you've already read it. I would really love to get in touch and just to chat, to
Sure.
give any hint, helpful advice, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I will get to. I think I will. I let's think about a second. I think I never ignored any message on Instagram at all. So
Cool. That's a good
I'm
policy.
open for everyone.
Good policy. That's great. Hey, I wanna again just reiterate. This is a book that if you're starting out, definitely get it. If you're in the middle of your career, definitely get it. If you've been in the business for 20 years, like I have, you definitely get it because you're going to learn
Okay.
something about it, about the process. Benjamin's put some thought into the approach that he has for portrait photography, and it's probably going to be different for everybody. I'll be honest with you. I mean, some of the tips may not work for you because you don't worry about location as much. You're probably a studio photographer where the
Yeah.
studio is your location. I mean, it doesn't change, right? So
Yeah, sure.
that tip may not work for you, but I think overall the advice is sound, and it's something that will help if you as you remember it and remind yourself again and again when you're working with somebody. And I just photographed somebody today this morning, by the way.
Okay.
The location was outside. I had to think about the lighting. I had to bring my strobe. I do use flash for my headshots, so I have that set up. But I had to engage with the client, like you just talked about. We had to figure out what it is that will make him express himself in a natural manner, not this smile,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which we all tend to see in some of our clients because that's what they've been sort of told to do. Like literally from fourth grade onwards, everybody's
Yeah.
told in school, smile for the camera, and that's the look, right? Unfortunately, that's not the look that really wins the day for the clients. So you have to coach them, and you have to make them feel comfortable. So this book is got lots of great advice. Pick it up. It's Photographing in Flow by Benjamin Wohlert. Benjamin, you're where in Germany are you, man?
I'm in Dortmund. I don't know if you know this.
I do not know where that is.
We have a very famous soccer team here.
Okay.
All are famous within Europe, I guess. maybe not worldwide,
Okay.
but
I'll take your
yeah,
word for it. I don't watch soccer as much as American football, so.
yeah, okay. But yeah, it's in Western Germany.
Okay. Okay.
So
I will look it up on Google Maps after we're done here. So.
yeah, cool. By the way, I just yesterday I listened to your podcast on Tiff and Box.
Okay.
And that was quite cool. I don't remember this his name. It was about this FaceTime shootings.
Oh, Seffi Bergerson.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that was his name. Yeah, that was quite cool. And I always thought FaceTime pictures. Okay, many people did this already, and I don't really want to do this. But then I saw his pictures, and they were quite amazing.
Yes.
And maybe I will do this too, because this is a cool opportunity to shoot people in other countries. Just like what we are doing right now. I mean, it's crazy that you just stumbled over my book on Amazon, and then
here you are selling books on Instagram Live. So thank you. I don't know whether you have any questions for me or if anybody else has questions.
Sure, I have questions for you.
If you have questions, please put it in the comments. Hit me with anything you got, and I will read it out. Or if Benjamin can read it, can you read the comments too?
I can read the comments there.
Okay.
Any questions?
I know nothing about Instagram Live, man. Nothing.
Yeah, if you have any questions, then just drop them here, and we will go through that. But I have a question as well for you. I have a couple of them because I am just reading. I think the most interesting part when I just you texted me, and then I was like, okay, who is this? Because he's from Connecticut, and I have no idea who you are. And I just searched everything, I found your Connecticut Headshots website, and I think that's a cool thing, because it's typically American style, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, but I wouldn't expect these shots in Germany that much. And I was just wondering how you got into portrait photography, especially, and then how you do your marketing and your business. How you just started that, though. Because I'm business-wise, I'm just right at the start. So
okay. So I started with Connecticut Headshots about 11 years ago.
That's long time experience.
Long time, yeah. I've thankfully had many amazing clients since I started, and it started because I was learning to light. I was learning to use off-camera flash, and I needed people to photograph and practice. So the first 20 people, I put the word out on Twitter, and I said, please come in, if you need a photograph, I would love to photograph you for free, and so that's how it got started. And literally after the 20th essentially headshot back then, I didn't even know it was what I was photographing really back then was 3/4. It wasn't a real headshot, but I was calling it headshot for some reason. And now I know better. Now I've been trained.
That's a part of marketing. You literally can you can find your own words for anything, and perhaps invent your own words, maybe even, and then go for it. So,
true, yeah.
Because in Germany, I think we don't have a very good translation for headshots.
Okay.
I think it's portraits, or I don't know.
Portraits? Business portraits.
Business portraits, yeah, but that's not the exact same thing. So that's a cool thing about languages.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go to German companies and look for their photographs online, whether they are using any photographs at all, because sounds
sure they do.
It sounds like a market you can tap if they're not doing it, for sure. It sounds like.
I mean, lately I did a couple of business shootings with cool images, but they are quite different from yours.
Sure.
I think that's just my style of this, or my approach to business photography.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a kind of cooler thing that everyone has his own,
You should.
image
Do you have a
language.
website? Do you have a website?
Yeah, sure, but this is not for business or wedding. It's just for portraits,
Okay.
and
What
it's
is
just
your
in my
What is your
Instagram,
website?
in my
People can go
Instagram bio.
look at it right now.
Right now, it's my last name and then photography.de.
Okay.
But yeah, you can just look it up afterwards, or just
Okay.
go into my Instagram bio, and then there's a link, and then you can go to my homepage.
Awesome.
But it's, of course, it's in German.
Of course, it's in German. As mine is in English, of course, right? So it's quite natural. So you had more questions for me. What else? What else?
Yeah, sure. Let me just see.
You wrote it down,
So,
really?
Yeah, sure. Just not to forget everything. Because I was quite nervous, I have to admit it. So I just wrote everything down. So what do you think? How would you, if you have to start again, everything? Would you just start, like you did it, or what would you change, or what's your advice if you, like just a new start just a new business, and want to portrait people now, and then how to get the first customers and everything. What would you give an advice for newcomers?
I would say spend an equal amount of time with the business side of things as you do with the technical side of things, with the photography.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times, I mean, I've made a lot of stupid mistakes over time.
For example?
For example, buying too much equipment.
Oh yeah,
right.
Definitely guilty.
Right? We love our camera gear. We think the newest camera that's just been announced 2 weeks ago is going to be the thing that is going to make us into superstars as photographers, and it's not true. And you understand that over time. You get to see that again and again. I'm buying new cameras, but I'm not getting any better. Why is that? It's because you haven't been practicing. You know, honestly, that's what it comes down to. But on the business side of things, I think also you have to understand that you have to save. You have to put money away for your retirement. You have to constantly be marketing. Constantly. I mean, you have to be out there connecting with people, marketing with people, helping people. You know, and just making sure that they see you in your community as many times as possible. As somebody who helps people, you know, versus somebody who's always taking from people, you know. That's my goal, is not to show up on, in somebody's life as somebody who's just going to say, hey, where's your credit card? You know, that's not the goal. The goal is like, okay,
very good.
Right. The goal is to help them in some way I can.
Was your marketing basically, most of it was word of mouth, or
most of the time,
what did you do?
Most of the time it's word of mouth. I'm just starting to learn to market the more traditional way, which is online or offline or whatever. But much of the work is always from somebody seeing my work on a website or on a magazine or in somebody else's publication in some way and saying, okay, well, that's pretty decent work. And he lives in my town. Let me give him a call. You know, so most of my clients live nearby.
Yeah, that was my next question. So you are just focusing on local work. So
Absolutely.
you're not driving 4 hours anywhere.
No.
Okay.
I used to, as a wedding photographer, I would go to different places and photograph weddings, but I quickly learned that, you know, working more in my own community is more satisfying to me, you know, because I see happy people. I see happy people around me, you know, why not, right? So.
Yeah, very nice. That reminds me of, I think maybe you know him, Taylor Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my absolutely number one role model for wedding photography.
Great guy.
I found him and I just watched every single YouTube video from him and bought his courses and consumed them. And I really appreciate how much he puts out in the world for us photographers.
Yeah, he knows.
I think he just said the same, that he likes to work locally, just like you, and that reminds me of him. Yeah.
Are we talking about the same guy? Because he loves to travel around the world.
Yeah, sure. But when it comes to wedding photography, he just said that he's always in this Kitchener-Waterloo area and doesn't really, he doesn't have the goal to drive to, Toronto or something, I guess he said. And he just wanted to, connect with the local people as much as possible. Yeah. And by doing this, he just built up this incredible business, I think.
Absolutely.
And then additionally, he travels a lot. I don't know. I guess his day has like 30 hours or something. But
awesome. He's a busy guy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, what's your best advice to your to marketing in general? What would you say? One tip, if you're a newcomer who wants to get into the industry and make customers happy.
I would say get to know people. Get to know people in your community. Spend some time with organizations that could use your help. As a photographer, volunteer some of your skill. And in the process, let people know online that you're doing something for somebody in the community. I think once people start to see that you are genuinely interested in making their community better, then they're more likely to remember who you are. I think it's only natural that people are going to reach out to somebody whose name they see often enough. That's just psychology 101, right? It's remembering somebody again and again. Like, I'm never going to forget your name, Benjamin. Right? Right?
Yeah, sure. But
right, because
it's all about the connections.
You've written this book, and you and I have talked, right? We've connected, and you've helped me understand more about portrait photography. So, in my head, it's already like a memory. So that helps.
Nice. That's for sure something I will focus on within the next maybe half a year or a year. That I'm looking for people in the local community. I don't know how big your city is, but mine is about 200,000 people, I guess, roundabout. And so I think a lot of opportunities. And that's a thing I will definitely do, to focus more on the local stuff and small businesses or something I can help, and to get out and get visible, I guess.
Cool.
One short question was, what was your best investment under $100? That would be interesting.
Oh my goodness, you put me on the spot, man. I don't know.
Maybe I can answer this question first, so you can think about it a little bit more. So, everyone would just say something like maybe this nifty 50 millimeter lens or something. Of course, I wouldn't say any kind of gear, but for me, I think that was the course, the membership from Taylor Jackson's Patreon. I think a good year ago. Don't you know Patreon? It's basically Taylor just puts many more videos and helpful tips and PDFs and stuff online there, and then you can get a subscription and just download everything and watch it. And So there are even more videos than on YouTube. So yeah, I think to break it down, it's an investment in yourself and in your education, and not in gear, because you keep your education forever, and the gear will be outdated in a couple of years.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
I agree.
that would be my advice for the best investment.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna echo what you said. I think some of my best investments. It wouldn't be under $100, unfortunately. Workshops, going to workshops, I think is a very good investment.
So education, of course.
What's that?
Education, of course.
Education. Yeah, and learning from the right people, and understanding, that photography is a process that takes some time. It's not, it's not a quick click with the finger. It's not a quick filter. It's not it's not sharing on social media, for instance. For me, it's actually about producing a piece of art that I can give somebody, or somebody can buy from me and display it in their home. I think that's what photography for me is about. It's about that experience of seeing photographs again and again and again around them. That means something to them ultimately, right? So, but I'm still thinking about what it is that I bought for under $100 that what I can call a good investment, and I really have to think about it.
Maybe it was a book on marketing or something. Maybe you can recommend a marketing book for me.
I got lots of books. That's not an issue. That's not the thing. Good. Yeah, let me think. Maybe I'll post a response to this wonderful question sometime down the road. But
that would be great.
Yeah.
When we are connected, and you can just send me an Amazon link or something.
Sure. Okay.
I'm really interested in how, or in which kind of books you are into it, and what are you reading, and everything.
Okay.
Because I think reading is really still underrated, maybe, because there are so many videos and podcasts and everything.
Yeah.
But I really like reading, so yeah. That's why I wrote the book. I would say
I do buy a lot of photography books. So there are lots of wonderful portrait photographers that inspire me, and that's how I spend my time, looking at other people's photographs and understanding how they possibly put a photograph together. I think that's
this is a good tip as well. I just mentioned also in the book that you just look at others photographers' work and try to separate everything, how they did the posing or lighting and everything, how everything comes together in this piece of work. And I think that's a cool thing to do from time to time. So yeah.
I see a whole bunch of people joining on this call, this live. Thank you. This is, as I've told Benjamin, who we are talking to in Germany, this is the first Instagram live I've ever done. At least that's gone for 49 minutes straight.
Very nice.
I feel like
we're doing well, I guess.
I feel like I can do this every day now. So thank you, Benjamin. I really appreciate your time. I want everybody to understand that Benjamin is a photographer, portrait photographer based in Germany, and I'll try and find a way to add your Amazon link so that people can look at this book and buy it. This is not a pitch for his book, I'll be honest with you. It's about understanding. It's about understanding why portrait photography's sort of really taken off in the last few years, and making sense of it. I think what the book does so well is you've said, okay, what makes for a great portrait, and you've put it all down. I got 50 tips in this book. People watching may have 51, 52, 53, 55 tips. I don't know, who knows, right? But this book inspires you to think about the process of making portraits. I think what I'm taking away from it more than anything else is like when you're photographing somebody, think a little bit more before pressing the button, because I think honestly, when we do that, we make more meaningful photographs, both for your client and for yourself. Ultimately, I think that's where, for me at least, I get excited when I've created a portrait that somebody looks at it and goes, oh, that's my son, or that's my daughter, or that's me in a way that I've never seen before. That energizes me a lot. So, and it's
that's the best. That's the best thing.
Exactly.
The best words you can get from your clients.
Right.
And they're just so amazed about your work and so thankful, and that's what we live for, I guess.
Yeah, I think it makes our life more meaningful. But I really appreciate you writing this book. Thank you.
Yeah, nice. I appreciate that you just reached out to me and that we just met here. And
absolutely.
I guess maybe in a couple of weeks we can do this again.
We can do it, definitely.
Or maybe we can do a podcast.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it. Yeah, get you on a podcast for sure. But here's the thing. I want you to come up with 50 more ideas if you can. In about
I'm trying. I think I've already collected maybe 12, 13, I guess. Because you're constantly learning yourself as well, of course. And there are so many more tips you can give. For example, artificial lighting. I just didn't say anything about it in this book, and maybe any time in the future there will be a second book. I don't know. I think there were a couple of people who just said I should really release another one, but right now the focus is in somewhere else.
Here's a crazy idea, Benjamin. You want to hear this crazy idea?
Yeah, sure.
How about you and I write a book about the second book, this next 50 tips?
Together?
Yes.
Yeah, why not? That's cool.
I'll set up a Google Doc and I'll send you a link and we'll throw ideas together.
That would be great. So we can maybe put each of us put 22 or 25 tips maybe in it, and then I'm sure that will be an even better book just because it's written by two people, and now we have someone who is able to speak English.
Yeah, we'll get it edited and just proofread and all that good stuff, and make it an even better book for sure. So
that would be great. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Look at that. We made a deal.
So I think we are right now we have 53 minutes on our time.
Wow.
On our clock, and I think that's a good length for the live.
Sure.
So,
I could keep talking, man. I mean, I don't know. If somebody has questions, seriously, drop them in the comments. I can read them out to Benjamin, or Benjamin can read them. I haven't seen any questions come up. You guys are all so quiet. What's up with you? Come on, man.
Yeah, I think they're just
watching
or reading.
I'm looking for questions. I don't have any questions about portraits or photography or anything. I don't know.
Maybe for the next time. Because they just don't know me, they maybe don't know what to ask.
Who's the better photographer? Ha ha. Okay, wait, listen. Let's not go there. All right, buddy. All right. Bimmel,
Do you know him? Do you know him?
I do. He's a fantastic guy. He was a fantastic photographer, and I believe he just started a print shop. So he's one who's starting to sell prints through a website, if I'm not mistaken. Bimmel.
That's cool.
Tell me if I'm on the right track, if I'm thinking of the right person. If that was you.
I mean, printing in general is so huge, and that's really cool because I mean,
it's on Etsy.
Okay.
Hey, Bimmel, drop your Etsy link right here, man. I want other people to check it out too. So feel free to do that. There's just so many amazing photographers who are around us, honestly, that being able to get a chance to just sit down and talk with them is just such a thrill, honestly. So
Yeah.
thanks for coming on board and being a part
Yeah.
of it. So
Thanks for having me, and yeah, we will stay in touch for sure.
absolutely.
And
Hey, book
maybe
number
do
two, man.
another live.
Book number
Or
two. Book no,
yeah,
I'm not joking. I don't joke around. I don't joke around like
me
that.
neither.
I do want to write, and I feel like since you've already got something going on, I'm happy to contribute at least half the tips or whatever, and we'll make it happen.
That
And
would be
Bimmel
great.
just hooked us up with his link. Check it out, guys. Shop bimmeltaylor.co.uk. Wow, that's a long link, dude. Seriously. But I mean, but
Yeah, just Google it and
I
you will
love
find it.
supporting other photographers, so go check out Bimmel's work. Anything else? Any other questions? Somebody else just joined us. Hello, waving back to you. I've been waving like to so many people, and it's such a weird thing to do. I'll be honest with you. Like I've never done that before. So, but
Yeah, but yeah,
it is
I think it's
what we
not
gotta
the
do.
last time, so we will do next time, and that will even be better.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we are pretty good.
For today,
Good
we're all
right now.
set.
Good for the day. So yeah,
Right.
thank you so much for having me. And
Wait. Last time, I'm gonna do this.
okay.
Right there, guys. This is the book.
But that's enough advertisement for today, I guess.
Enough. You got it.
Yeah,
well, I wish you all luck, Benjamin, and wish you obviously more sales of the book. I want more people to read the book and put the words into action more than anything else. I think that's important.
Definitely, yeah.
So let's hope that happens, and we will be doing this again. I don't know when. Maybe another week.
For sure.
Another month.
Couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. And thank you so much for having me. And yeah, see you soon.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. If you're still sticking around. Bye.